have to check in with your higher self. My higher self was like, dude, you're done with weed, you're done with alcohol. I felt it, I listened, and I have full control of my faculties now. That doesn't mean that you've got to stop it, but I would suggest that you tune into yourself, because I can promise you 10 years from now, you're gonna want to stop it. I don't know anyone who is successful and is north of 40 years old who consistently smokes weed. That doesn't mean they don't exist. I'm saying majority that used to. Sometime after 40, we realize like, this doesn't serve me anymore. Mm-hmm. And I wish I could have stopped sooner, or I wish I would have stopped sooner.
Right.
Just taken even more self-control, mm-hmm. right? But I didn't. And so I'm passing it along to you. Do with it what you will.
Here we go. All right, we got another question.
Yo,
so this
yo.
person, their name, at least their username, just has A's, the letter A's on it, so I don't know how you say that if that's the actual name. They asked, though, they said, what do you recommend for an immigrant who cannot legally work in the U.S. Because they said, I can't work until I'm 21. I'm currently 16.
Work anyway. If you're an immigrant to this country.
Yo, I had to play a quick minute of Bedros Keuilian show. Shout out to Bedros Keuilian. Hopefully you don't flag me or get upset. I use a clip of your live on my my vlog. But he was talking about weed, and it's funny because I actually had just rolled up some weed after not smoking for a couple of days. I understand what he's talking about, because for me, weed, it does different things, I feel like, with my brain and with my higher self, as he was talking about. I like the way he talks, by the way. Shout out to Bedros. He's very articulate, man. He goes very deep. He breaks things down in articulate fashion, very organized, to where you get what he's talking about, even if you don't understand the higher vibrations and thinking and higher self. Some of the things he talks about, it still can make a lot of sense. So I like this guy. Shout out to this guy. I feel like I'm gonna end up collabing with him one day. But in the meantime, I'm talking about weed, and as a believer in Jesus Christ, which I tie a lot of things people talk about, including Bedros, universe talk, higher self, you know, karma, law of attraction. I tie all these things into Jesus Christ, because he is the creator of everything, and he's the savior of my soul. And I understand Christ consciousness. I understand you reap what you sow. I understand ask and you will receive. All these things come from the Bible as well. Not to say that everything that's out there is what I believe and understand, but I do get it. Even if the vocab or the words or the it's just a metaphor to what I understand. So, you know, I filter messages like this through my Christ lens, and I try to do best I can. Just got an email from Eduardo Gonzalez about a Honda Civic. I've been looking for a Honda Civic manual transmission for a while. So anyways, I'm getting super off topic. Weed. So when I get high, I kind of can go into a creative space. I have epiphanies. I have divine moments, interventions, highs and lows of it. I also have had anxiety attacks. I also feel like, am I passing away? Did I do something wrong with my life? Yada, yada, yada. Like a lot of things, regret, all types of different things. So I feel the heaven and the hell of marijuana. I'll put it as that. I've got my way through it, and there's times where I've abused it. Currently, right now, I've took a few days off versus someone that was smoking every day, and not a lot either. I mean, like one joint could probably get me through, like a small joint like this. This is packed with some marijuana I got as a tip from one of my customers today. It's legal here, by the way. I'm in the West Coast. But yeah, this was this little joint, something like this. I could go probably 2 of those for the whole day. So I'm not a big, heavy weed smoker, but I am highly sensitive to it, and I don't really try to force myself to consume a lot, to be that type of person that needs a lot. But at the same time, my relationship with weed is still something that I'm learning and going through. I do know when I'm I need to restrain and have that discipline. But Bedros was talking about people like after 40 not doing it. He doesn't know anyone. I know first thing people probably say is, oh, Snoop Dogg, he's like over 40, he's like 50 smoking. But in general, I do see it as a phase that one day I will not, like he said, no longer serve me. I see it as like my higher self is in the forest, the wilderness with community, and we partake, you know, in the good times, celebrations. It's like wine at a marriage, right? So I see it in that fashion. I see it as just to connect with the Most High. It's something he created, so I believe in it as a herb, but I don't believe that I have to put it away forever one day. But if that time comes, no hesitation, that's what I'm gonna have to do. But for now, it's a back and forth journey. Taking a break, picking it back up, taking a break, picking it back up. I have said this before, I want to go a year without it. I haven't gone a year without it since starting it, and that would be my first step. I'm 31. I'll just say my age. I was thinking about not saying it, but that's where I am in my life. I tried it for the first time at age 20, and I haven't went a full year without it. 5 months, 6 months, 7 months, close to a year, maybe 10 months, sure, but a full year, haven't done that yet. So with that being said, yeah, I mean, there's times where I backtrack. There's times where I probably went close to a year, maybe more, but there's always that person I meet that has some. I smoke, and it's probably, you know, back then I was drinking a lot more too. So preface, I used to be alcoholic. This is what I do now. But yeah, I'll just leave it at that. More vlogs coming. I like what he said about discipline earlier. Do it even when you don't feel like doing it. Like, I don't feel like doing creative vlogs lately because I just haven't been in a good mood. I just haven't been living the highest level I want to be living. I feel a lot of regret, mistakes that I've done, and repenting for my sins. But at the same time, like he says, it's something like, if this is what I want to do, I want to be a vlogger, I want to reach people for Jesus Christ, this is how I have to keep picking up the camera and doing it routinely, but not, you know, overdoing it. So shout out to Bedros, shout out to Jesus Christ, shout out to the marijuana. I need to do better. That's all I have to do better in my life. And if the weed sticks to it and there's a balance, that's one thing. And if it's falls out, then that's great. So I'm gonna end there. I'm at 8 minutes, and that'll be it. There's a guy looking at me right now. I want to flip the camera. Oh, yeah, there he is. I'm just vlogging in real life. All right, peace.